A national dish in Indonesia, gado-gado is essentially a salad coated with a peanut sauce dressing that is sweet, sour, spicy, and creamy. Today I'm going to make a healthier and faster version which is also vegetarian friendly. Let's get started. You will need a couple of eggs, half big carrot, 3 curvy cucumbers, green beans or long beans, 3 giant kale leaves, a dozen tofu puffs, bean sprouts, about a dozen cherry tomatoes, and 1 head of lettuce. Lastly, 1 ear of corn. Save some husks though. I'll show you a trick later. Now split the carrot in half and half again. Then cut into 3 millimeters or 1/8 inch thick slices. Cut the cucumbers in a 45-degree angle to the same thickness. Trim both ends of the green beans and then also cut in a 45-degree angle to about 3 centimeters or 1.2 inches long. Split the tofu puffs in half, following by the cherry tomatoes. Roughly slice the kale leaves into strips, no longer than 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch wide. The traditional gado-gado usually serves with a pressed rice cake wrapped in banana leaves, which is not something that comes handy for everybody. So I decided to cheat it by maximize it. The wrapping is frequently ugly, but it doesn't matter as, oops, I found myself totally forgot to serve it later. So please just take this method as a tip. Cook the rice in water for 30 to 35 minutes or till tender, then cool to room temperature. Bring a pot of water to boil. Add in the kale and blanch for a few minutes or till the leaves just turn soft. Drain well and set aside. Then blanch the bean sprouts for 1 minute. Also drain well and set aside. Add in the tofu puffs. Cook for 1 minute. And blanch the green beans for 1 minute. No need to soak them in cold water. Now for the hard-boiled eggs, I find 8 minutes in the simmering water is the sweet spot, where the yolks will be fully set without being overcooked. Lastly, microwave the corn for 6 minutes and slice the flakes off when cooled. For the peanut sauce, you will need some peanut butter, some salt, fresh chili peppers, palm sugar or brown sugar, some lemon juice, and some water that's not shown in the screen. I use Thai palm sugar, which usually comes with a disc shape, so I'm going to break it into smaller pieces as I only need half of it. Locals use this special mortar and pestle to ground the peanut and the sauce, but that's not crucial. You may use a fork and a bowl, or this more common mortar, to which add a chili pepper and some salt. Ground them into paste. Then add sugar. By the way, if you have a sweeter tooth, feel free to add more to your taste. Pound till the sugar melts and well mixed. The paste should look almost hydrated. Squeeze in the lime juice and mix well. It's become almost liquid now. Then generously add 5 heaping tablespoons of the peanut butter. Mine is freshly homemade, so it's less sweet and has no salt and a bit runnier than a store-bought at room temperature. Whichever peanut butter you use, taste your sauce along the way, as you may want to adjust the amount of ingredients accordingly. If the sauce seems too thick, add 1 tablespoon of water at a time and mix thoroughly till it can fall from the pestle. When served, tear some green lettuce leaves and place in the center of a plate. Then on the side, add some kale, bean sprouts, cherry tomatoes, cucumber slices, carrot, cornflakes, and green beans. Then scatter the tofu paste and place the hard-boiled eggs on top. Oh, turn this way may look better to you guys. Drizzle with some of the sauce. Usually, I'd remind you to always start with a small amount. But Indonesians tend to be unbelievably generous with their sauce to a degree that is way beyond our overdressing standard. So the good news is, you may dress however much you like, theoretically. I like mine not drowned in the dressing, so the sauce doesn't overpower the veggie taste. So my Indonesian friends, stop rolling your eyes. I'm fond of your rich dressed version too, but this is intended for home. If you haven't tried gado gado, I hope you will soon, and I hope you will like it. See you.